Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Teaching Tuesday, where we take everyday words and we see what the Word of God can teach us. If you like what you see here, please, I encourage you to put a like and consider subscribing. It really helps us, and we want to spread this as far and wide as possible. Now, before we dive into today's teaching, I bet you're probably wondering, what am I doing here? I'm actually doing some maintenance checks. So often, a lot of small pieces get overlooked that have a lot of important roles. And you're probably wondering what the title of this video has to do with me being out here. And I actually want to tell you a little story here. Collectively, we've traveled in the past 14 years about over 1 million miles. And just to get a picture of that, that's like taking 2 round trips from here to the moon. Now, that's a lot of miles, and not only do we depend on our instruments, but we depend on our vehicles and trailers to get us there, not only to do our jobs, but to minister and to be able to meet people just like you. One night, a few years ago, we had some things mess up on our trailer, and it literally left us stranded, and due to the fact of a trailer part messing up. And as you can see right here, actually this piece is the part that I want to show you here. This piece right here is called a shackle link. Now, it looks fairly simple, and it connects this spring right here to this equalizer. Now, to be honest, this is actually a very simple piece, and a lot of times the simple pieces actually get very much overlooked. Now, mind you, this piece right here costs only just $5. We had to halt everything just because of a simple $5 piece. A lot of times this is what happens every day in our life, and things like this tend to get overlooked. Now, the true meaning of what this video is, it's called integrity. And what the Word of God teaches us about integrity is to live with morals and principles without gain. Now, where do we learn this in the Bible? To further dive into that, we should probably take this inside because, all this is pretty much a mess. So I'll meet you guys inside. Well, I actually always wanted to do that, to be able to jump back and forth. You know what? I'm actually going to go back outside. Okay, that was actually pretty cool. But let's stop messing around. Let's get inside now. In all seriousness, we're going to go into the teaching here. I want us to see David's story. Now, we all grew up with the story of him and Goliath, but there's something that happens in the beginning. You see, the Lord was disappointed with Saul, the king before David, and the Lord sent the prophet Samuel to the house of Jesse. Now, remember, David is the youngest of his brothers, and at that time, being the oldest means everything. So he has no business to have anything, and so Samuel, being accustomed to this, saw the eldest, and we see this in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 6 and 7. So it was, when they came, that he looked at Eliab and said, "Surely the Lord's anointed is before him." But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance or his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." The Lord is trying to tell Samuel that you might not see it, but there's something deeper that I'm looking for. See, guys, integrity isn't when everyone is around. It's when no one is. It's to live knowing that Jesus is the truth, and I'm going to hold up all his values, and I'm going to keep his word close to me as a person. We learn in David's life this was something the Lord made sure to say about. The Lord's vision is for us to have success in our families, success in our jobs, in our lives, and in our spiritual lives. So he gives us keys and tools of success. It's so important to God that he doesn't hesitate to tell David's son Solomon, which he does in 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 4 and 5. "If you walk before me as your father David walked, with integrity of heart and in uprightness, and do according to all that I have commanded you, and if you keep my statutes and my judgments, then I will establish the throne of your kingdom over Israel forever, as I promised David your father, saying, you shall not fail to have a man on the throne of Israel." You see, the Lord wants success in our life, but there are values he wants us to hold on to. These are the very things that Jesus held on to himself. He does not want us to fail or be in misery, but we have to hold a standard not only to him, but ourselves. There is many things that happen in our life and we overlook a lot. and perhaps even the simple things. But remember, Jesus is Lord not only of the things seen, but the unseen as well. And it's what is in our heart that he tests us. Now let's go back to David. He's in prayer and dedicating the temple that was built to God. And he acknowledges something in 1 Chronicles chapter 29, verse 17. It says, I know, my God, that you test the heart and are pleased with integrity. All these things I have given willingly and with honest intent. And now I have seen with joy how willing your people who are here have given to you. So the Lord tests our heart. He tests us not just for what is seen, but the unseen. Something I want you all to see is the Lord is not accidental. He's very intentional. And all he does has a reason. And we think for the most part of our lives that things don't matter just because we think of them as non-special. And next thing you know, we start putting ourselves in the same category. And it's a lie we continue to believe, that it's small, that it doesn't matter, and that no one will ever know. But integrity is the values that we have no matter what. It's that any piece, big or small, matters to God. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying for us to judge every single aspect of our lives. But really, when was the last time that you thanked God for your day, good or bad? Or waited on his answer for something in your life? Or maybe do the simple good things in your day? I challenge you to do something. Just do the simple things. Say hello to someone you haven't in a while. Husbands, say thank you to your wife for something she always does. Me growing up in a Hispanic culture, saying mande really goes a long ways. Friends, do the little things. Hold true to the value and principles that the Lord gave to us. Keep integrity in your heart, because even the smallest things truly do matter. Until next time, guys.